So the trading view issue should be fixed now. I just had to create a new account and I have to remind myself to draw zones in this first window. What was happening was I was recording in the middle window and then they weren't being copied. Okay, so getting into the first window. Okay, all right. I do this every week and I recommend this to you guys to do it every. Let's get a clean chart. Clean chart. So new layout. Okay, that's better. Let's do weekly. All right. Okay, trend identification. You can use this on any ticker that you like. So we made a high here in Jan 2022. This is SPX USD, so just SPX chart. We have from this point here at 42.76. I'm gonna be very technical as usual, you know. So if you see this wave here that happened, right? We formed a lower high here. I'm gonna put a line here to be clear. I'm gonna put a line here. So we have a lower low at 35.85 approximately. I'm not counting the wick. And we have a lower high at 42.81. Now, price is moving in that direction. Once it closes above 42.80 approximately, you know, this here, we might actually be in a bull market. I know that some traders may argue, don't we have to wait for the 4,800 level to close above? But I mean, it depends upon the kind of move that happens, right? But in my opinion, once we close above 42.80, trading will become easier. You know, the bull market may return. I'm hoping for that. But as of now, we have not, the weekly has not closed above even this lower high. So what I mean by that is the weekly lower high is here, right? Weekly lower lows here. Now we have not closed above this. So if I call this, to be clear, weekly lower high. Okay, and then this one is weekly lower low. You see on the right, weekly lower high, weekly lower low. We've not closed above that. We've not closed below that. We're in the middle. So from a weekly standpoint, we're still bearish. Okay. If we go daily now, daily is different. Okay. Right. So in daily, and how you do this is you actually want to zoom. You want to zoom in that much where you can see the candles clearly. It should not look like this. When you're trying to identify the trend, it should look like where you can see the candles clearly on your screen, basically. Okay, so same thing with daily as well. Actually, we have not. So if this was your previous lower high, no, actually daily will be different. So let's do it again. So in daily, let's say if this is a lower high, lower low, and then we have another sort of a lower high, and then but we did not make a lower low. Okay, so this is when, so this happens daily, right? You know, when we're trading, this actually happens a lot. So let's say we made a lower low here. I mean, sorry, we did not make a lower low, so we made a double bottom, right? So that means the bearish trend that was happening, we have exhaustion here, right? And the price actually started doing this, which is what? What are we doing now? What are we making? Lower lows and lower highs, or are we making higher lows and higher highs? What are we doing now, guys? What do you guys think? Okay, I'm gonna go up to this point. So what's happening here now? Yeah, right, Carmen. So after that bearish move that happened, it got exhausted at that 35.86 level. Instead of closing below, instead of making a lower low, we have a double bottom, What that means is we might bounce now. So let's say we don't know about future and price is around here, right? So we don't know what's going to happen in the future, right? And then you're at this point in the market. It does not make a lower low, does not do a close below, and we get this candle, right? I'm in a daily chart right now, right? And then if we play it now, okay, so we have like another candle that's rejecting, still not able to close below, and then another bullish candle. So by this point, once this candle closes above this previous babies, but this point you kind of know that, you know, the bearish move might have stopped now. The reason I'm going over this is this actually happens in market daily, like in the 15-minute chart, in the 5-minute chart, in the hourly chart. These moves actually happen a lot, right? So at this point, here's the pullback, and then price starts doing that, right? So by doing this here, I was trying to show you how do you spot a move exhaustion. So impulsive move came down and got exhausted here, right? That's how you spot these things. Going back to the trend thing, we made, so this was the lower high at daily lower high. This is your 3790, call it 3800, and we closed above that, right? Right here we closed above it, and then when you closed above it, I'm gonna delete all this so that you guys don't get confused. So when we closed above it, what's my previous higher low? So if this is my high, what's my higher low? Right here. Higher low, higher high. So if I close below this higher low, I become bearish again. This wave, right? And then I'm gonna move this here. Why? Because when we became bearish again, that means this becomes my lower high. Once we close above this, we become bullish again, and so on. And you can tell this price action has been ranging, right? And that's why you have like bearish moves and bullish trends and so on, right? So you continue doing that, and then let's come to the recent now, like what's happening right now. So what's happening right now is we had this move here. Okay, so we had a lower low here, and this is our lower high. So let's see if people are following now. Okay, so this is my lower high, this is my lower low. You can call it the wick or the body. I typically like at body closes. So what happens at this candle? What's happening on Friday, March 31st on this candle? What's the trend now? Bearish or bullish? Right. So what happens then? Okay, let's say now this trend is bullish. Like, what do I do now? I'm gonna cut this. Okay, right? The reason I'm going through this exercise is, guys, this week or next week, if we do become bullish, like I want to teach you how to play that, right? It's actually gonna be easier compared to how we've been playing the last few weeks. But now, if this is bullish, like, do I take calls right here? I'm in daily, so answer carefully what you're about to say now. We're not gonna take anything here. Trend just became bullish, and we're on the daily chart. We're just analyzing. We're not taking any calls or puts. Okay, so now once this happens, you're actually gonna switch to, what is this, March 31st. Yeah, March 31st evening, right? And then is it gonna show me stopped here? No, it's not gonna show me that. Okay, let's stick to daily. Okay, so when this happens, once you have a close, a daily close or a 4-hour close above a previous lower high, trend has become bullish. Now what you're looking to do is you want to pull back either all the way down to this structure, the lower high, or some sort of, you'll make like a zone here in this area. You want to pull back here. This is where you enter calls, and your stop loss is this line here. Okay, so now let's take that into practice and actually go to an actual time frame. Okay, so this was daily. So the point being is daily closed above on May 18th, Thursday. Daily closed above this previous lower high over here. Now the next hurdle is approximately 42.80 area. It needs to close above that to become like super bullish, right? But on daily I am bullish. Okay, 4 hours we are bullish as well. Let's go back to the zones to get like a nicer picture. Okay, here we are, right? So on the 4 hours, okay, now I've been teaching this for a few months now. I want to know from you, we're bullish on the 4 hours, everyone agrees on that. At what point, I will zoom in, at what point do we become bearish on the 4 hour? I need some good answers here. I'll zoom in so you can see these numbers on the right. At what point do we become bearish on the 4 hour? Right? When do we start considering puts? What do you guys think? There's about 25 people on the call. I need a few answers. I want to see how you guys been understanding what I've been teaching. So when we're in a bullish trend, we buy calls of pullback. When we're in a bearish downtrend, we buy puts of a pullback. It's pretty simple what I teach, right? So people are saying close below 41.80. Someone said 41.50. 41.50, 60, I'll consider it the same thing, right? So you guys think this is the 41.80? Why 41.80? Why do you guys think that? Where is the answer to this question is, where is my higher low? My question is, when does the trend change? Where is my higher low in this move? What do you guys think? Where is the higher low? I just went over it for like 15 minutes now. Where is the higher low? Is it 41.80, 41.60-ish, 41.50-ish, or 41.10? Where is the higher low? I'm just gonna draw it. So I'll go here, I skip this. Right? Technically I should be skipping this, but I'm not going to. Right? And now we're making a what? What are we making right now? If 41.80 holds, what are we making right now? If 41.80 holds, what is this level gonna become in the future? Sid NYC, you have the wrong way around, brother. No, not lower high. Higher low, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna explain for the people who didn't understand this. Okay, so the answer to the first question was, we become bearish once we close below 41.50. Okay, so we're coming down like that. The trend changes at this level. I know we all, trade the whole wave as well sometimes. We start shorting the pops and all that. But it's very easy to trade once the trend actually becomes bearish. After this, once the price gets below 41.50, if it does, it will be easier to short the pops then, because it will be under higher low. It's such a strong level. Look at it, how strong the level is. It took the price 2-3 weeks to actually get above this 41.50, right? So that's the answer to the first question. Second question is, what's happening here? What's the price doing right now? It's actually forming a higher low. So tomorrow 9:15, or let's say 9:29 a.m., if price stays above 41.80, it does not close below it. What are we doing? Buying calls or puts? So if price stays above 41.80 zone, what are we doing in the morning? Am I looking to buy calls or puts? Good. Simple, right? Is it rocket science? Is this rocket science? Simple, right? Isn't it just like common sense now? Once you get the trend identification. So if price does this, right, I'm gonna be very, I'm gonna be wary about the psychological level. You know, people tend to sell or buy at 4200 or 4100, all these psychological levels, right? But if the price does this, or let's say, you know, what would be better? Let's go 15 minutes. Okay. And along with that, we're gonna be watching wicks. So if the price continues to do something like, you know, sideways price action, and then it does okay, I'm gonna take a test now. Okay, where do I buy calls? Arrow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where do I buy calls? Should I also be watching Wix? What if Wix is doing this when I'm looking to buy calls and Wix starts to do this? Then what happens? I'm looking for smart answers. Don't just say 2, 3, 4, 5. Jazzy can be wrong too, right? Jazzy can be talking shit. I'm looking for smart answers. I'm expecting, what about Wix? That's what I was expecting. So what if, what I want to hear is, okay, maybe I can buy 1 or 2, but Wix needs to stay below 1670. You guys hear that from me all the time, right? I'll say that if I'm looking to get into calls, but I want Wix to be below 1670. So let's look at confluences here. Point number 1, for me to consider calls, price needs to stay above 4180. Okay, we're in 15 minutes on the left hand side, 1 hour in the middle. Wix is 15 minutes as well. Point number 1, price needs to stay above 4180 zone for me to consider calls. We don't want to see any bearish structures. Wix needs to calm the fuck down and come below 1670 and reject and come down. We will consider calls. And the condition is we want to consider calls close to the zone, as much close as possible to the zone. Why? I answered the first question, so let's move on to the second question. Why do we buy close to the zone? Why doesn't Jazzy like buying point number 3, point number 4, point number 5? Why don't we buy here? What's the risk? The 3 might not be too bad actually. Let's say, let's cheat a little bit. Okay, what I meant was this, right? I do that sometimes with the curve, right? I'll buy it here. But exactly. The reason we buy closer to the zone is because if I enter here or here, 1 or 3, and Wix is cooperating, Wix is being bearish, my stop loss is going to be somewhere here. Right? It's usually the candle, the wick at the bottom of the candle, but this is too wide as well for me. It's just below the zone. Like 1 or 2 points below the zone, right? So if I enter here at 41.82 and I'm wrong, if price closes below 41.77 on a 5-minute chart, I'm actually going to cut for a loss. You want to be closer to the zone. Okay. Now, what I've been teaching in the curl also is that this is an aggressive entry. So this is actually going to happen tomorrow, guys. What we're going through right now is actually going to happen tomorrow. One of these things will happen. Okay. This is also called a W pattern. What that means is it's forming a strong base after this pullback. If price forms a base, Wix comes down. It's a very high chance that price will actually bounce from here, right? But now, safe entry. Some people are conservative and they don't want to take aggressive entries because you're actually playing the reversal here. You guys understand what I'm talking about, right? We're playing the reversal of the pullback. But once price comes above this lower high and closes above, we know that the trend has shifted. Agreed? If you watched my curl video, you know I've talked about this point many times. Once the price does that, we know the trend has shifted. All now we need is it to pull back, test the previous structure, bounce off it, and at the same time VIX is bearish, we enter calls here too. Okay, so I'm going to delete these. The 4 and the 5 are way above my zones to actually consider anything. Even here, the stop loss is wide, but what you're going to do here is you're actually going to set stop loss something like here. Why is it here? Well, you know, like if the candles were here, you would see that there is a level that's being formed here. I want the price, if I'm entering here, I want the price to stay above it. If it goes below, I'm actually gonna take a loss and maybe reconsider entering close to the zone. Okay, I went a little fast here. Does anyone have any questions? What we just covered here, this is actually gonna happen tomorrow. If we have a bullish case tomorrow morning, something like this may happen. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get a base, but yeah, something like this may happen tomorrow morning. Let's say price is, yeah, anyone has any questions? Let's say we come in the morning and the price is already above here. No, let's say the price is like here. What do I do here? Do I take calls or puts? Yes, SID NYC, you got it perfect. Exactly. Retest of a base of a structure. Correct. Now, next question. Would you enter calls here or puts here at 42.14? Let's say you come at 9:30, the candle is here, right at the top. What are you gonna do? Smart answers only. No chasers, no FOMOing. What do we do here? Anyone else? Okay, yeah. Two things. Watch Wix, of course. But let's say Wix is doing, you come at 9:30 in the morning, right? And this is what Wix does, the first candle, right? And the first candle on the SPX is right here at 42.14, first candle. No rejection, nothing, it's just here. A green candle or a blue candle in my case. And Wix is being bullish, like this. What do? Wix is being bullish and you're here at 42.14. Are you gonna enter calls or puts, or you're not gonna do anything? More people. Come on, everyone, join. There's no wrong, I mean, there might be wrong answers, but this is a good test. I'm testing my knowledge too. Okay. Let's see the answer here. So we have the answer to that question is right here actually. Okay. Always look left. I'm gonna answer it by actually showing a real life example. Okay. Now, this candle touches the zone, right? We're making higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. We're fucking bullish, right? Now it touches the zone. What's the first thing that should be in your mind when price is being, the trend is bullish, right? What's the first thing in your mind? You're waiting for pullbacks to enter more calls. Or if you've missed all these trades, then what you're waiting for is price to actually get above and buy calls here. Agreed? That's what I teach, right? We're not going to do anything here. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen. No one knows what the fuck's going to happen here. So we wait. We wait for either if the trend is bullish, market is like pumping, Apple's going up, Microsoft's going up, NASDAQ is killing it, you name it, everything's going up, right? So it's very hard chance for the price to come down, right? So what I'm going to do is, because it's so right up, I mean, I missed this move, I was away all day, I didn't catch this trade, I'm actually going to wait for it to come above this. You know, it may not go this high, but you know, something like that even. Any sort of a pullback, and watch the VIX at the same time. If the VIX is bearish, we have a pullback, we enter for calls. Okay, so that's one scenario, right? Everyone with me so far? What happens in reality is this. This is the reality. So Jazzy was hoping for it to close above zone, and this is like post-market. Yeah, so let's speed it up a little. Okay. Same thing here. It sort of formed a higher high on the 15 minutes. I don't really look at 15 minutes higher highs. Look at 1 hour and 4 hours. And I'm like, this is during the day. Okay. Yeah, this is during the day, right? Yeah, this is during the day. So now price is here. This is like lunch hour. Lunch hour is about to finish. And again, let's say VIX is again, I'm not even looking at VIX, but let's say VIX is bearish, right? And same thing, I'm like, okay, I want price to come up again and do this, right? I'm not really entering anything here. But if price now rejects here, what do? Point number one, we have a double top. Yeah? And we have very small rejection. Still, we're like, oh, I think we might have played this. Did I play this on, no, we didn't enter because Mr. Who was speaking? Powell was speaking, I think. Yeah, I just remembered now. Okay. Now, how many people will take puts here? Would you take puts here? What's the time here? Let's get the VIX up as well. 1:15 p.m. on Friday. So this is your candle on VIX. So you're somewhere in the here. You are somewhere here. You're in this candle. So VIX is above this zone. Let's say the zone was there. And VIX is like making a bullish thing here. Double top, and it's rejecting. But you had a clear uptrend coming into the zone. You know from the past history that SPX struggles at 4200 area, 4180, 4200 area, right? So would you take puts here on the second candle? Let's say Powell and Biden, there's no events, no one's speaking, nothing's happening, right? Market's dead. Would you take puts here? Nafe would, Rafael would, AQ won't. If you, my point is this, okay, I'm going to make a point here. This is what old traders psychologically actually get stuck. I do too sometimes, I'm gonna be honest. Because I'm like, sorry, 1 second. I thought I was not in drawing mode. Okay, so here's my thing, okay? Price has been rising since Wednesday, May 17th, okay? Formed a big base here, move up, consolidation up, right? So if you look left, what happened here? If you look at left, right, from May 17th, 545 until May 18th, 115, SPX is consolidating and it broke out. Same thing's happening here. You always look left, basically. You look for hints what actually has happened before. So price is now stuck here. In my opinion, this is an aggressive entry for puts. Only reason being because I was in an uptrend. We're really close to this 4200 zone. So in my mind, in my opinion, this was the reason I did not alert that day. 2 points. One was someone was speaking, I think Powell. And second point is it's an aggressive entry for puts. Okay, the second candle. That's why I didn't alert it. But I would actually, if Powell wasn't speaking, I would have alerted it for puts. Okay, but I was also considering I wanted to short below here on the 5 minute. I was watching 5 minutes that day. Now, why did I want to short below here? Because we actually consolidated I put too many boxes there. 1 second. Okay, I'll draw a small box and then I'll make it big. Why isn't the green working? Okay, yeah, now it works. Okay, yeah. So why? Because they consolidated in this box just like before. Yeah, and then we broke out above, right? So once we are consolidating in this box, only two things can happen. Either we're gonna break out above it, or we're gonna break out below it, and we take what? The retest. Both sides. And if you guys have doubts in your mind why Jazzy keeps switching between 5 and 15, it depends on the move. When the move is like this, when I know on the day I'm not gonna get a pullback on the 15, I am forced to switch to 5 because I have to give you an alert, right? So at least on the 5, I got a pullback on the zone here. On the 15, it did not look like a pullback, right? So now coming back to the point, I have two options here. Either when this candle happened, I'm like, I'm not really taking this aggressive entry for puts. If the price gets below 4200 psychological level on the 5 minute, I'm gonna take a pullback and enter for puts. Okay, so let's see if we get an entry. Yeah, exactly. Rafael put it, break a structure. Exactly, yeah. So the technical term for this is break a structure. Because I've been trading for 10 years, they did not used to call it break a structure back in the day. Now they're teaching people these terms, which is a good thing actually. I need to start calling it a break a structure. But anyways, yeah. I'm gonna play it in a normal speed. Still consolidating. Okay, you guys will tell me when we enter. Okay, and let's look at the wicks as well actually to make it more interesting. So we're on Friday, 3:15. Yeah, you're here. I'm gonna give you the full Wix picture. Wix bounced at the time we had the first rejection. Yeah, Wix bounced, it's forming a, it did a pullback, bounced again. We're at this candle now, 310. It's bouncing, comes back to a zone, bounced again, right? So Wix is being bullish as fuck. Not much to think about there. Okay. Now, I know we're away from the zone. I'm aware of that. But we actually did a break of structure, which is we broke below this consolidation zone. So would you take puts here or here on the 5 minute? I'm gonna delete the crap so you guys don't get confused. Okay. Where would you take the puts? Or would you not take the puts here? Is it aggressive entry? Is it an A plus setup? What do you guys think? I want to know from you, and then I'll tell you what I think, okay? Well, when I go 5, in the middle I'll go 15. You guys know that, right? Okay. So where do we take the puts and why? What do you guys think? Let's pause here let's discuss this, because this happens a lot in the market. Okay, 4 candles now. Which one's the best candle to enter puts and why? This is the line where we're actually getting below the consolidation area. Saad says 4th, Rafal says 3rd, Ingram says seems aggressive, Wick on the 3rd. Okay, so what if I wasn't able to see? The reason I keep going back and forth on this is, guys, because you guys get confused when you're trading on your own when I'm not around, right? Okay. Now let's say 3rd and 4th are not there. Would you enter puts on the first candle? On the 5 minute? All right. So the point is, you actually want to see. The reason for that is, first of all, before I explain why, the reason for that is price can just come back, bounce here, and do this, and say, fuck your puts. Agreed? Because we're still in a bullish trend. We're still in a bullish trend. Price can actually just bounce here and go up. Okay? So for that, for you to be sure, you want to see a clear rejection. First, you want to see a close below the consolidation area, and then you want to see this. Okay, let me draw it. Okay, so price is coming down. It's doing something like this. Yeah, you don't know what the fuck's going on. You want the price to actually close below and then have some sort of a rejection and form a what? What is it forming here? Higher high, lower high, lower low. What is it forming here? What is it forming here? Lower high. So close below, form a lower high, and boom. Okay. It may seem complicated, guys, when I talk about it, but when you see what I just said, it actually happened. Look. Okay. So watch what happened here. So price came down. This candle here, we're forming here. Oh shit, it's going down. I'm forming. I did not enter because I didn't see a close below, right? But now what you're looking for right at this point is this, which I always teach during live. I always draw this. I'll be like, guys, I'm looking for this to go puts. Agreed? You guys seen me do that, right? You guys remember seeing me do that? I'm always saying that. When I miss an entry, I'll be like, guys, I'm looking for it to do that, right? So, and I'll say, prepare your puts. Yeah, and let's see what happens now. Wix is bullish. We've already confirmed that. Here we go. What did we get? We got a huge wick at the top, which got rejected. right? I consider this a rejection of this whole consolidation area. So I would enter puts here. Okay, if I continue playing this, boom, boom, boom. How many people's understood what we just went through? Does anyone have any questions before we move on? Is it like crystal clear? Like what I teach? Like, does it make sense now? If I actually now pull up a trade from the past, would you guys be able to explain it to me to enter calls or puts or do nothing? I'm gonna start doing the quizzes again. I actually forgot about them. Just being fucking busy. Had some family over. Okay, so now you're gonna tell me, I'm gonna kill the replay mode. Okay. Now Wix tomorrow morning does this, let's assume, right? Oh, actually we went over it. You guys said where we're gonna enter calls. Okay, forget that. Okay, let me see my agenda. Trend identification, zones. I'm gonna quickly mention it again, but you guys know already that why do we enter close to the zones is because your stop loss is tight. You will probably only lose 20-25% if you're wrong. Okay. Before actually future price action started, I was thinking, oh no, it's actually weird. Fuck it. There's too many wicks here. Okay, trend identification done, zones done. Someone wanted me to cover taking profits. Okay, let's talk about taking profits. I'm gonna switch to my normal 15 and 1 hour because I'm more comfortable in there. Let's take a trade from the past. Let's take a tough trade. Yeah, I don't remember if we take puts here, but it actually looks like a really good trade. Okay, from Thursday 12:15 p.m. EST. Let's put an arrow there so I don't miss it. Thursday, was it May 16th? 11th, May 11th, so last week. Okay, here it is. Okay, now let's grab Wix as well. Do you guys see any other trader doing this, going into the past and like retesting their strategy? A lot of smart traders do actually. Really good traders do it. I've seen them do it, but not everyone does it. I know that. 11th May. What time was it? 12:15. No, but I need the exact 12:15. We need to see what Wix is doing. Okay, so Wix is somewhere in this candle. So the candle opened out here at the top on 12:10, and it probably bounced towards the end, and then the next candle goes down and it goes up, right? So what do you guys think Wix is here, bearish or bullish on May 11th at 12:10? These two candles. Wix is bearish or bullish? I know it's a hard one. Even I'm confused. Wix is bullish. I think it's a tough call because right now it looks that Wix was bullish, but when the price action was happening, it's actually rejecting from this zone as well of 1720, right? Okay. Anyways, let's looking at the SPX. So what I was going to explain was, I'll come to the VIX portion again. We are consolidating from 4146 to 4115, approximately in this range. We came up, down, and then we even went down below to the psychological level of 4100. We bounced off it. We're struggling here again. We form a higher high in the 15 minutes, but sort of a move exhaustion, too many wicks at the top. It doesn't look that strong. Rejected again, and then eventually we go up, wick, right? And then here, there's a small rejection here, and then price tends to go down here, right? So this is early in the morning, May 11th, 10:15 a.m. And let's see what's happening there on Wix, same day. So here's your 10:15. Wix is being bullish. Wix is above 1672, and Wix is bouncing, right? So around. So I'm gonna move that arrow from there to here. This is a better trade because I want to talk about taking profits. Okay. Let's say the box is 1055. It's ready for 1010 or 1005. Yeah, this one. So you see that price is being in a range from 4150-ish approximately to 4100, and price is exhausting, right? It's not able to make higher highs. It came above the zone. There's too many wicks at the top, and then you see wicks is bouncing. Wicks formed a base and wicks is bouncing, right? So at some point here, in one of the candles, you actually consider taking puts. So either on, I would take puts either on this one or on, if I miss it. Carlos, I just went over exhausting earlier too. I'll go over it again. Give me a second. I want to cover take profits because so many people ask me that. Okay. Okay. Now, let's say we enter puts on one of these candles, right? And we enter like 2, 3, or 5 contracts depending on your account size. Okay. And Wix is bullish. It's actually a pretty good trade in my opinion on this one. I'll explain the move exhaustion in a second again. Now, if I enter puts here, what is my first target? I'm going to draw some lines for you guys. Okay. So what you do is, where's the horizontal line here? So what you do is, in this move here that happened previously, you're going to grab the demand that was created. Okay. So how you spot that is, pay attention. So see this wicks here, these two in the middle? Okay. This is going to be magic for you guys, but it works every single time, 9 out of 10 times. Okay. So either when the price is coming down, and I do this every time. Okay. I'm going to extend this to the right so you guys see what I'm talking about. Okay. So you draw a box like this. I actually do it in my mind. I don't draw it. I actually know where the, because I've been doing this for a while. I know price is actually it might stop here if we don't have enough selling pressure. Okay. So if you entered here, this is your first profit is either at the top of this box or at the bottom. That's your first target. Okay. So you can call it a demand zone because you're coming down towards it. It's a demand zone. And your second target, of course, is the zone. If there were multiple of these levels in between two zones, you'll have another box and that will be your second target. How many people understand this? This is just, we're just talking about taking profits. So one way of taking profits is you're happy with the profits on the contract and you do that. a better way of taking profits is you actually look at when the price is coming down for puts, you see where the demand zone has been created for today or from the past 24 hours. And there's a high chance that the price will actually bounce from it, which it actually did. It went all the way to the zone, right? So you take some profits here. And for the second contract, you either set a stop loss at break even, which you would have been stopped out because this move happened, or you set it at your 20% stop loss, which might have saved you. Any questions on taking profit? Because I get asked this every day. I'm not sure if those people are on this call right now. No questions? Okay, I'll cover exhaustion now. So this is how you take profits, people, okay? Okay, I'll cover exhaustion again. So just how Sid and NYC put it, exhaustion as in buyers are running out of steam and failing to go higher. Okay, let's spot exhaustions, especially in a range market. Yeah. Here. Okay. Ready? Okay, I'm just gonna skip all that crap. What are we forming? Are we forming lower highs and lower lows or higher highs and higher lows? What are we forming here? Is this bullish or bearish? So what are these, higher lows, higher highs, or what are these? Okay, awesome. Right? Higher lows, higher highs. That means we're on a bullish trend. Okay, we're looking for pullbacks to enter calls while VIX is being bearish. Okay, now let's say the price action ended here, right? And you don't know what's going to happen in the future. So again, because the price actually got you used to it, all you're looking for is you want the price to, go above the zone and do this. So you can enter calls here again, as usual, But what does the price do? So this just seems like a pullback. Yeah, very small, minor pullback, still bullish. I'm still bullish because the price has not closed below my higher low. This is after hours price action. So when it's doing this, right, at this point, okay, this was actually Monday. Wow, that was the price action on Monday. When it comes close to here, either I want the price to break above, close above, do a pullback, and keep going, continue going, because we had this bullish wave coming up, right? But when I see price actually coming close to the zone, I'm gonna delete all these arrows so you see clearly. Okay, so we sort of rejected here, and then we went sideways. We came back up again here at 41, 45, 41.50, right? Where price rejected even before as well, right? And price is not able to close above. So that tells me the buyers are getting tired, or in other words, exhausted, right? So now I'm looking for, as an aggressive entry, I'm looking for some sort of a rejection to go puts, right? Or if I'm a conservative trader, I'll be like, maybe just range price action, or let's not trade this. And I'm actually gonna wait for price to break 41, 10-ish area, close below it, and I will take this instead of taking here. Okay, so the point is, if you have aggressive mindset, you're looking to trade all the time, looking for opportunities, still good opportunities, right? If you have a conservative mindset, you're not there to catch every single move. You're a patient trader, which I am, honestly. In my own account, that's how I trade. Um, I am actually gonna wait for the price to actually break a really good level, 41, 10, 15 level. This is at like a 41, 15 level. Come below it, do a pullback. We'll enter puts here if the wix is bullish and take it all the way to the psychological level, or even lower, right? So again, aggressive entry, conservative entry. But move exhaustion happened here when we formed a double top. So let's play this in normal speed and see what happens. Okay. Another lower high. You guys see that here? Lower high, lower high. I think this is after hours. Yes, that's why the candles are like that. What time is that? Okay, let me make it faster. We're coming up to the market open. Okay, here we go. Where are we now? Okay, we're getting close to market open. Normal speed. So we wouldn't have been able to catch any of these puts anyways because they're after hours. So let's see what happens now. I'm interested in seeing what happens. We're in 15 minutes chart. Okay, bulls are trying to hold it here. Market. Are you telling me that was a price action on Tuesday? So this is your market open on Tuesday, and that's what price did. I think, yeah, I didn't have a alert on Tuesday, I think. Yeah, now we know why. Holy shit. Okay, let's see what happens on Wednesday. After hours, this is all after hours. Forming a diamond here. Okay, pre-market. Price finally breaks below here. So see what I'm talking about here? What's happening right now? It's a pullback coming to the zone. Okay, but what time is this? 8:15. We're gonna go to, so let's say we don't trade futures, so we're gonna miss this. Let's see what happens at open. I don't know what's gonna happen in the future, so let's see here. This is your morning candle here, and now we'll have to check wix to actually answer this question. Or are you okay? So we got this, right? We skipped that trade at the top. Okay, how many people are entering puts here if the wix is bullish? So let's go to that time. So this is Wednesday, May 10th at 11 a.m. Wow, wix is sideways. So no clear. This is 11 a.m. Yeah. Yeah, nothing from wix. So wix is going sideways. Would you enter puts here if you get a rejection anywhere here? How many people would enter puts here? I'll show you the result as well. Oh, see what happened? No, I mean nothing to do with the morning. The point is, I would have entered puts here if the wicks actually helped me out here, right? Because why? Look, price was going sideways, right? It breaks below level, and I'm looking to enter puts here if Wix helps me, right? So I went in and I'm like, what's happening at 11 o'clock? So this is the 10:55 candle. It's just going sideways, right? For at least an hour. So there's no puts entry here. You guys follow that? How many people followed that, what I just explained? So that is the reason I watch Wix before entering. Okay, so this, yeah, Wednesday, because I was in live trading. Okay, so now let's say, okay, let's do it for 5 more minutes and we'll go off. Let's say we actually miss this move. Of course we will, right? Because we weren't prepared for that. And now Wix is rejecting at 12:10 and 12:25 and 12:40. So Wix is like bearish now, right? This is the 12:30 candle and this is the 12:45 candle. Okay, so this is on May 10th, 12:30. Yeah, this is the candle, right? Okay. So it's 12:45. Okay. So this is the candle at 12:55 and this is 12:40. So this is 12:45. So you're in this candle here coming to the zone, and then the next candle is actually, relaxing at the zone as well. And then on SPX, you're in 15 minutes, you have this candle. It may be a news event, but we'll still consider it. Let's just talk about it. Okay. Now, would you enter calls here? Let's give you the history first. Before you answer that, actually. Okay. So price is coming from, so this is how you analyze. Price is coming from 1280, making lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. It's stuck between 4150 and 4110 or 4100 if you take the whole range, right? It's not able to close above it, right? So in my mind, I'm only going to take calls if price closes above 4150, right? So now you're in a situation that you were looking for puts. You did not enter because VIX wasn't cooperating. You have this huge ass candle. This is a news candle for sure. I can tell you without even looking at data. Wednesday, 12:30, what was happening? There was something happening, right? This is a news candle for sure, right? Now, would you enter puts calls here at 12:45? I know you know the result, what's gonna actually happen, but would you enter calls here? Point number one is, which a lot of people did on Wednesday and Thursday. Do not trade during live events. That is my point number one. Okay, this is why I would be reluctant to enter calls here. Point number one was do not trade during live events. right? So I would have not been trading anyways here. And point number 2 is the 4150, 4160 range has been tough to close above. So I want to see at least 1 hour candle closing above. Need clear rejection on wicks. Wicks should not be approaching a support zone. Okay. So although this actually fits the strategy to take calls here, because this was an event candle, I would not be considering calls here because I want to see more data just because it was events, right? And point number 2, I showed if you look left, you'll see that 4150 is actually really, really hard to trade when the price comes here because it's not able to close above it, right? So my point is, guys, don't trade the events. And that's what's happened. That's what happened because of the event that was happening. I don't exactly remember what happened there, but yeah, that's what happens on events. And then Wix actually bounced at 125, which is this candle here, right? So if you entered this candle, would have been a really quick scalp. And then if you're watching Wix, when Wix bounces, you get out, right? But you can actually get caught in this. Okay, any questions? I wanted to cover the reason I covered this is because I wanted to cover like a point where strategy is on the borderline of basically saying that you might take a trade and it may not work out. How do you manage that trade, right? Everyone follows? Any questions before I remove this? No one's typing, so I'm gonna delete this. Stop recording.